You still don't get no looks. No better than Tech Bro Shook. Sticks and stones will break some bones, but your words can't hurt cause you ain't read no books. Stay woke, take notes, joke. Don't look shattered like broke glass. I'ma shine till they blind, pour the blinds out. You online making threats, make them sign out. I redefine routes. We the ones Chris Webber calling time out. Around and find out. Find out. Around and find out. Find out. Around and find out. The Jekyll on records, it's too late to hide out. Pull rank and file out. People style, I'm a wild out.
Thank you. On a cold night at the foot of the Rockies, EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to Empower Field at Mile High in Denver, Colorado. But tonight we start Week 14 of the NFL season with a great Thursday night matchup, as it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Denver Broncos. About set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night primetime. And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback. They'll run. It's Brashard Smith to about the 23. When you look at this Bronco defense, they come into this one down at the 27th position in the league, Charles, against the run.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
On second down, here's Smith again. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. This defense for the Broncos, they were very good in a victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and try to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jahdae Barron. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them, and an absolute shock for the quarterback, because he went into it, he saw the numbers we saw, he watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be, but early in this one, advantage defense.
That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
Partner, is that what you call a quick hitter? That was actually a bolt of lightning, wasn't it, right out of the gate?
And, of course, on the heels of him winning AFC Offensive Player of the Week 1 week ago. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A great play there. That's his 18th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Broncos take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is in his first throw of the game, but I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I noticed his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, let's go, big boy. You're still our leader.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Mahomes now to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Tough spot here, 3rd down and 11. Now Mahomes. Work in the middle of the field. He's got a man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Might want to remember that 3rd down play. 37 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 44.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 44-yard line. A give to Smith out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
The 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the Broncos' 37-yard line.
They go back to the ground with Smith. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll try and run for it with Smith. That's some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
On play action, it's Mahomes. That's caught right side by Worthy. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. Charles, Thursday night game, you think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often. Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle end up making the play.
On 3rd down, Smith. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting.
And Xavier Worthy, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point by Butker is on target. And we are tied at 7.
Harrison Butker in a kickoff 14.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
They're on 35-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline and watch their opponent offer a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Right back to him on first down.
59 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. The Broncos at 7-5 now in the year. They were winners the last time out, so they'll be looking here to make it 2 in a row.
And when you and I watched tape preparing for this one, what we saw was a team that competed hard, and they played well in all three phases of the game. And I think if they can carry that over to this week, they've got a really good chance to emerge victorious yet again.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now the first carry here for the running back. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
George Karlaftis, the man to bring him down. These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in Week 4, and it was the Broncos getting the road victory, so they'll look to take the season series now here in Denver. And here's a handoff out of the gun.
A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
McKinnon here, it's complete. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So no gain on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. And his kick is indeed good. And that'll do it for the first quarter of play. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away.
And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Looking to throw is Mahomes.
That's laid out deep for Rice.
And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And Patrick Mahomes, for all of his artistry and arm angles and what he can do in the short passing game, never forget he's got a cannon as well. He unleashes a big one there, but that time it winds up incomplete.
The offense on third down tonight, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. To throw, it's Mahomes. He's got his target. That's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 34-yard line. A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 34. From the shotgun, they run with Smith. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Now here's Mahomes. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A good decision in the end to pull and run, gets him 9 yards and a first.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect him with his legs for that first down pickup.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On 2nd down, here's Smith again.
And he'll be down close to the first down marker as he gets this to the Broncos' 14.
63 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. That is caught. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
Xavier Worthy.
His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season.
And the Chiefs have taken the lead.
His kick is good.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead is now 14-10.
Harrison Butker.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. So left side, it's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And he whips that one incomplete there.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
It's a loss of a yard.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Second and 11. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And the Broncos are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
Brings up second and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
Second and goal from the 1.
Go, Rig, go. Let's go.
Harvey diving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
And certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time. Now, Charles, remember they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more.
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
Rashard Smith,
An 80-yard touchdown.
and the Chiefs have regained the lead. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that will make this a 4-point game.
Broncos 17. Harrison Butker.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. The last time out, look and repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he's got his big tight end here. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
That's a gain of 5.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Track 60. 7 Pirates.
Flag comes out, and that's because the offense did not get the play off in time.
And you can see the head coach, he is not happy. Everyone getting away from him right now because he's frustrated that they didn't get the ball snapped in time.
And the delay of game penalty makes this much more difficult. 3rd and 8.
70 ranges.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
The Broncos send out their punter now.
Back deep for KC, Xavier Worthy.
He'll return it from the 6. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the clock. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
57, and Ripple is.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Sunday. 43.
Mahomes going to throw. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
Once you get into the red zone, space is at a premium for receivers to try and operate and shake themselves free. That one's incomplete.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. Butker's kick here is good. And they will open their lead up to a touchdown at 24-17. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. 1 second, all that remains.
They'll throw now on the final play. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Harrison Butker to kick off.
It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now he's getting the ball to start the second half. How about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 32-yard line.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
A handoff. Here's Harvey.
And all the way home for a Broncos score. R.J. Harvey with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Broncos come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will tie us at 24.
It takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
159 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Again, it's Smith. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
From the 47, it's 2nd and 5.
Throwing now is Mahomes.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Brandon Jones picking it off.
And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Broncos have scored again in this 3rd quarter. This time the move out in front. Extra point right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. They're going to look to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. That's good for 28 yards.
I know they don't like to hear it when they get to a certain age, but then you have to start to use your skills, your wiles, right? Your mind to beat guys to the football. And getting your toes tapped in bounds definitely qualifies as that, doesn't it?
The veteran showing he still has the agility. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Yellow. Yellow.
From the 45 on second down, Mahomes. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up third down. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4. They'll set up a throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. They go for it on 4th down, and it pays off big time as they pick up 29. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Mahomes will do it himself, and he'll just get rid of it.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Hey, 43.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he wisely will throw that one away. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And they will get to him at the 7 and stop him short of the 1st down marker.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Quentin Johnston from 6 yards away. And the Chiefs take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6. Had the option to hand that one off or run it himself, but instead, a really easy, quick pass.
I like the way they made a decisive decision and got it right to the receiver. One move later, he's in the end zone.
Extra point by Butker on target, and that will tie our game here in the 3rd. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half.
Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10.
Let's go now. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles.
He'll look to throw. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick six.
Butker now to add the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now.
Makes the score. Chiefs 38, Broncos 31. Harrison Butker.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And shutting him off now open field. Still on his feet. And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line. 138 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. After the big play, a chance to finish now on first and goal. And they'll turn the power game to try to get in. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. It's the fullback. His first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point splits the uprights. And that will tie our game here in the third. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Chiefs take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a first and 10. Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
Yellow. Nice hit.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Taking it right down Broadway. Inside the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. A big play there. 72 yards. And the Chiefs have broken our tie as they take the lead. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And they will take a 7-point lead.
Broncos 38. Harrison Butker.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
Second down and 4.
He'll look to throw. From right, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
And that one to the right side and incomplete. Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Prime Time. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
On the jump.
Second and 10.
Here we go. Cougar 19.
They'll look to throw here. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown.
Keandre Lambert-Smith, 46 yards. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying this game here in the fourth.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this fourth quarter.
Boy, what a start to the week this has been. All tied fourth quarter as the kicks away. And able to get this out to the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the fourth quarter, and a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. A few moving pieces on that play, because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. And if you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice game.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage, 17 on the play. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 4.
They'll set up to throw. Short throw to Smith. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. They'll drop to throw.
And that is incomplete.
Well, with a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
They will look for some important yardage on 3rd down. From here, it would be a 60-yard boot.
And Johnston set in motion.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
First down. 1st and goal.
When Mahomes sees something, he'll change the play.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Chiefs answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th.
Butker on for the PAT. And they will take a 7-point lead now.
Makes the score Chiefs 52, Broncos 45. Harrison Butker to kick.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the 4th quarter. What a big...
And a loose football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing the danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Now Mahomes.
He'll get this complete to Worthy.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And quick throw here, that's complete. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Attack, attack!
Working from the gun, Mahomes. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well.
The 10-yard line.
Yellow!
They'll try to run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
I think as a running back in this spot, you have to understand there's not going to be a whole lot of room to run. And in this case, ball protection takes precedent over trying to make something happen.
On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. After that run, still a good amount of meat on the bone here for this 3rd down play. Can you envision them putting this in the air?
Totally. I mean, look at who he has under center right now. If you can't trust him with the football, you can't trust anyone. And frankly, to me, I want the ball down the stretch. Get the 1st down, keep it in the hands of my offense. I don't want to turn it over to them and rely on my D.
And here he'll get it down to the 7.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive, take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Butker's kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You're trailing by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
And all the talk on their sideline has been about taking care of the football, making sure that they're handling the ball correctly. So you know they'll be squeezing the rock pretty tight here. They just have to be careful not to go so hard in doing that they actually cause themselves other problems. Take care of the ball, but still try and play free and natural.
With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a 1st down.
Chop 60, chop 60. 65, check, 65. 19, chop, check, 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 check. 18, rock, 18, rock. Ready?
Now back to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
The 2 timeouts still remaining, but scoring quickly, a must. It's 1st and 10.
Back to throw again. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12.
1st and 10 at the 11.
Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. From 10 yards out. And the Broncos have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So they got their touchdown, now down a field goal. Here comes the onside kick. Chiefs are going to make the recovery. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
We're all about the numbers, aren't we?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie.
And the Kansas City Chiefs. First down.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Yellow.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout, but instead they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for Kansas City, it's a 10th win on the year as they move to 10-3. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they can ill afford to drop too many more as they fall to 7-6 on the year. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
I'm in a tunnel, foot on the gas. I see these demons, hoping I crash. All that I want